Georgia, city Batumi, and I live, work, and study in Turkey, city Ankara.
Oh, you are in Ankara.
Yes,
Perfect.
I
Lovely.
I have I have lived here for 2 years since 2018.
So you know how to speak in Turkish then?
Tabii ki de.
Ben de.
Biliyorum.
Okay, perfect. Lovely. So guys, we are still waiting for those who's going to. Okay, let's make it in this way. I am going to start my briefing, and then I am going to start my briefing, and I will admit those who would like to participate more. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So let's continue like this. Now, do you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's start. So, welcome to our seminar again. And we are going to discuss how to become a pilot. As I introduce myself, I am Önder İsmet Stekli, Airbus pilot. And I am going to brief you about how to become a pilot in the range of Europe, USA, and Turkey, okay? Let's continue.
Okay, sir.
Woo. So I would like to start with who we are. Pilot Olsam is a unique concept established on core values, sharing real experience, accurate answers given by experienced airline pilots. Pilot Olsam is an air solution and aviation consultancy company which makes you save time, money, and get best quality flight training. Talking about that, I would like to show you one video, if I may, and please continue. You are giving the voice. I am going to show you if I am lucky, okay? So, do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect, let's continue. So, our main goal is to assist you on the way to commercial pilot license with the most reasonable prices, the best quality, and within the shortest time. Let's say optimization, efficiency, okay? So what I'm going to do in this seminar, before starting that, I would like to explain what I'm going to do. The subject will be how to become a pilot. Our aim will be explaining path to become a pilot in the range of EASA, FAA, and JAA license. JAA goes for Turkey or ICAO countries, by the way. And contents. I will start with requirements, guys, okay? If you would like to be a pilot, the first step is you need to know the requirements, like health, age, educational level, English level, average cost, okay? Then we will continue with flight training, EASA, JAA license type, okay? FAA license, pros and cons, and the comparison. So we will go for entry marks and question answer. By the way, the more the question and as you ask, and the more you are more interactive, I will be more than happy. Don't hesitate, just shoot it, okay? So let's start with requirements. Health, okay? When it comes to the health, you need to have a certain, okay, sir, please mute. Okay, I mute you. Okay. So when it comes to the health, there is a certain requirement for the health check, right? You should be healthy. What I mean, you need to hold, this is the first step, okay? You want to become a pilot, and so what will you need? The requirements. The requirement goes for and start with the health. Because every year we have a medical check. We called class 1 and class 2. Class 1 goes for commercial reasons, and class 2 goes for mostly private reasons or training reasons. So from that point, as I told you, I'm a pilot, I am not a doctor, but what I am going to say to you is, before starting training, we do highly recommend you to be checked by related accredited hospital to check if it's, sir, please turn off your microphones. I'm a little distracted. Okay. If you want to ask any question, just open the microphone and shoot it. But other than, please turn off your microphone. Okay. What I was trying to say, before starting the training, you should have medical check.
Sir, excuse me, sir. I want to ask a question.
Shoot it, please.
Is it going to be free, or I have to pay something for learning this?
No, this is totally free. All you need to do is just subscribe our YouTube channel and follow us in Instagram.
Thank you, sir. I have already subscribed the Instagram and YouTube channel.
Okay, sir. It is our pleasure. Welcome again.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so for the requirements, again, back to the medical class issue. You need to be checked, guys, okay? Other than if you don't want to face with some last minute surprise that we have experienced in some of our pilot training, that you need to be checked before flight training, and you should have class 1. So you should ask, you can ask to me, what is class 1? And I'm going to share the requirement of class 1 after this seminar will be below in our YouTube channel, okay? And you can follow this. But basically is your civil aviation authority accredited some of the hospital who can eligible to perform the medical class checks, okay? So just go there and be checked to sure that you are healthy or your health requirement met with the flight training or to become a pilot, okay?
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Shoot it.
Sir, I am good in health and my physique also gymmers. I am in fully fitness condition, but my nose bone is not straight. Is there any issue?
Sir, as I told you, I am not a doctor, I am a pilot, but I could honestly say that because every year we have a check too, we are performing check for
Sir, I also
ourselves too.
want to ask a
So
question.
you just give me a moment and then I will come to you. And if you didn't have some major problem, so it won't be most probably the problem. But as I said again, please go be checked before starting training. Okay, Mr. Mamoon, I'm with you.
Sir, I'm living in Pakistan, and in Pakistan, the scope of aviation is very low, and the pilots they are not the pilots are not required in we have 3 airlines, and I want to know that can I start basic flight training in your country, like you are in, I think, Turkey, you are in
Yes.
Turkey, and can I
Yeah.
start basic training in your country and be an pilot in your airline, like Turkish airline?
Yeah, it could be. There are actually, we have some Pakistani pilots in my company too. I mean, of course, this is not the best time due to the pandemic to be recruited, okay? But of course, there are lots of foreign countries. And when it comes to the Pakistani and the Turkey, you know, we are pretty close.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe there should be some, of course, some links or some opportunity. But it
Thank you, sir.
depends. But it depends, you know, the demands and recruitment. It depends of the need of the, it heavily depends of needs of the airline companies for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So I
Excuse me,
continue.
sir. Is there a height any issue? And I am from Pakistan too.
Yes, sir. Any high issue? Sorry, repeat again.
Yeah,
What do you ask? Please repeat again.
I want to ask that my height is 5'4". So is it okay for you? Is it okay for aviation?
This is 5'4". In feet, you are
Yes.
talking about feet. What about the centimeter? We are in Turkey. We are not in US.
No,
So,
no. I'm talking about in feet and inches. 5 feet and 4 inches.
so 5 feet 4 inches. It goes for how many centimeters? I really didn't know direct, you know, the conversion table. It's 150, 160, or what?
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I have to calculate that.
Okay,
But right
calculate
now,
and
I
then,
just
because
know
we are not
it's 5
using this
feet and
system. Okay, we don't use this system. Sorry for that. You know, just calculate and tell me, and I will tell you. More normally, for instance, for in Turkey, 160 is enough. There is no certain things for when it comes to the, you know, the height. But as I told you, I'm not a doctor. I'm a pilot, so I can navigate you to the main document. Okay.
okay. Thank you,
Then
sir.
you can check. But just tell me and just convert to the centimeters, and it will be easier.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
And no, astaghfirullah. And Mr. Usama, Jonas, and I'm listening to you. You raise your hand.
Thank you so much, sir. And salam to everyone. I'm from Pakistan, and I am national representative of Pakistan right now. And I would like to share knowledge and for the Pakistan full-fledged training in our flying club. My buddy asked the question regarding the full-fledged training about aviation. We are able to get training in Pakistan from Lahore Flying Club. If he or she can't be able to get uh, international training from other country, we are here to get full-fledged training, aviation training in aviation management, even that bachelor in aviation management from Lahore Flying Club. Uh,
Sir, one by one, please. Okay. So do you want to ask any question, Mr.
Yeah.
Sir?
No, thank you so much. But for my buddy.
Okay, thank you. So let's go for
Thank you so much.
requirements, and we just go for requirement, health check, and let's jump into the second one. What about the ages? What do you think? What could be the possible ages that you can start?
18,
Because there are lots of questions about that. How much? Tell me,
18
please.
plus.
18? Could be. Is there any
In
other?
our 21 for
Mm-hmm.
airline.
So let's make it. Okay, it goes like 18 for PPL. For CPL, this is 21. Okay. So some guys could ask, okay, am I old?
And
Or
for
when?
ATPL,
For yes. And you can ask, for instance, I am 30. Is it so late to start training? No, there is no upper limit. You can fly till 65, guys. Okay, but the problem is I'm going to unmute you. Just give me a moment. Yeah, okay. Now it's okay. Sorry for that. Okay. The age, the more older you are, the harder you are going to be recruited. So you need to start as soon as possible, because depending on the demand of airlines, the age and the age limit will be changed. What I am trying to say is you are going to have this training not for fun, right? To become a pilot and earn money from being a pilot. So you need to be recruited from some airline company or, you know, the air training organization, flight school, whatever. So the earlier that you start, it's better. Okay. So I continue. What about education level requirements? How could you start to flight training? What kind of education level you need?
I think
So,
intermediate.
yes. What do you think about that? Please, Judith. Is there any? Do you have any idea?
Can I
Guys?
ask?
Yeah. Do you have
In
any idea?
Turkey, yeah, I have. In Turkey, we have to study in university, and then we will be a pilot.
Actually, no. In Turkey and in Europe, but it's true. In the end of the day, this is true. Do you know why?
It's true.
Because to participate to the flight training, you don't need to be an university. You don't need to hold an university degree. Okay. But the thing is, again, after you finish your training and take your commercial pilot license, then in recruitment process, it's almost no airline company is accepting high school degree, which means basically you need to be graduated from university, 4-year university, okay? But Part FCL says for training, it's high school is enough, for your information. So let's continue about requirements. English. Love English. So, what level you need to become a pilot? What do you think? Tell me.
Don't know, sir.
You don't know? What
Yes,
kind of
sir.
level?
Level 4 for pilot.
Yes, it's level 4. But what is level 4?
I think it's for IELTS.
It is something. Okay, let's put it in this way. The English and the aviation English are different things, okay? So, of course, English, the general phraseology of the aviation. We are using English, right? So you need to know, you need to speak, you need to express yourself. Think about that. You are performing private pilot license training, okay? And then if you cannot communicate with the tower in case of emergency, what do you do? Scream and run? I don't think so. So you need to express yourself. When it comes to the aviation English, which my friend told just a minute ago, we should have ICAO exam, ICAO level exam. Okay, this is a aviation English exam. So we need to hold minimum ICAO level exam 4. Talking about ICAO
It's
exam
easy
level.
or tough?
Okay, I'm listening to you, sir.
Sir, I said that exam is easy or not?
Okay, you know, for me it was easy, but I don't know for you it will it be easy or not, because there is some certain structures, okay, in the exam. Okay, I will give you tips about that. You can have a look in our YouTube page. There is an ICAO level exam sample conducted by one of the IQ exam rater, okay? We did
Sir,
it.
what's your YouTube channel name?
The Pilot Olsam. Pilot Olsam. Pilot Olsam. The same name with our Instagram page, okay? Don't
Sir.
forget to subscribe, by the way.
Okay, sir, sure.
Oh, so what I am trying to say, by the way, we are doing the EASA IQL exam 2, and we are giving free preparation course for our pilot training to make them prepared for IQ level exam, okay? For your information. So basically, you need to know before training that you need to express yourself first, okay? Secondly, you should have IQ level 4 minimum, okay? Thirdly, in the end of the training, most probably the airline companies, for instance, in Turkey, they ask ILTC 6, let's say around 6, okay, level for.
तुमने नींद पीनी है अब नहीं 2 घूम बच गए मैं भी किधर बचे ने
Please,
गरम कितना ही
please mute your microphone, sir. Please mute your microphone, sir. When I'm talking. Okay, I did it. Sorry for that. And is there any question about English? What we are trying to do is, okay, basically, as I told you, you need to hold IQ level exam 4 to get your solo, okay? But in the end of the training, most probably you are going to be asked for ILTC 6, around ILTC 6. It's an, you know, let's say the general requirement, let's say. So I continue. Let's continue with the requirements. So we came to the most spectacular part of requirements. Of course, costs. So how do you think the cost of the flight training is going to be? Do you have any idea about that?
A lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah, it's true. So you need to be careful about, guys. What I am going to say, if you don't want to be chat, okay, chat box I will put here too. So the quality, speed, efficiency, there are lots of input when it comes to the cost. But if you would like to decrease the cost, you should be very careful. What I am trying to say. Unfortunately, we have experience with some of those flight training organizations in Europe, in USA, that they are marketing, you know, the prices but in the end of the day, you are paying almost twice. The hidden cost hits really badly. And some of our friends who have already experienced that. And so what I would like to say to you, when it comes to the cost, it is more or less, let's say, 40,000 euro. Okay. It depends, of course, the country that you choose, the school that you choose, but it's almost 40,000 euro. Okay. Just for flight training. And it will be, of course, some additional costs for living, transportation, and real life cost and so on. But and the thing that I do highly recommend you guys, it is always better to not to pay all the money in once. Okay, just try to make an installment with the flight training, because due to the nature of our job and being a pilot, if the related school have some problem, the suspension or whatever, you will have a great pain. So we do highly recommend you to pay the installments. Fly and pay model is the best, okay, and the safest way. So if it's not any question, I'm going to sum it up.
This is so expensive, sir.
Yeah, life is so
Yes,
expensive,
sir.
unfortunately. And it will cost almost 40,000 euro for 0 to hero, let's say. And you will have an CPL license, then you can ask to be recruited, or you can apply as an FO, first officer, or flight instructor, whatever, in related airlines, or even in Europe. So I
Sir,
think
kindly tell me about education again. I am intermediate, so I am acceptable.
this is the requirement table, actually. This is what I'm going to summarize, sir. To make it a small
Okay,
summary,
thank you, sir.
the health, we should have class 1 or class 2. Class 2 is enough for the training, but we do highly recommend you to get class 1. Okay. So for age,
Yes, sir.
minimum 18 is the age that you can hold or take the PPL. Okay. And 21 is goes for CPL. Education, minimum high school to attend to training, but remember, you are going to fly, you are going to work as a pilot, right? So most major airlines are recruited university graduated pilots. What I am trying to say, you don't need to be a university graduated if you want to start the training. However, after the training, there will be another stage. And in this stage, you need to find a job, right? So in this stage, you should hold your university degree. Okay? So when it comes to the English level, as we told, you need to express yourself, okay? And IQ level 4 is the minimum for flight training for flying. And average cost is around 40,000 euro. It could be 30, it could be 50. That's why I put an average cost, okay? Depending on the school, flight school, you are going to choose in Turkey, in USA, or in Europe. Equals that you are ready to fly, guys. Any question about requirements? Because I'm going to jump into the flight training then.
No, sir. Carry on.
Sir, I also have a question.
Shoot it, please.
Sir, like in Pakistan, the most like I live in Lahore in Pakistan, and the most famous, like the most, the better flying school is the hybrid aviation. And suppose I have to join this to come to your country, or I can come to your country without after just completing my intermediate education.
For your intermediate education, this is something, if you are talking about the education standard and requirements, it's personal issue, sir. I mean, no matter the university, let's say not an intermediate, but the university degree will be enough for your be recruited, make you recruited, okay? And what I am trying to say, if you are talking about flight training, of course, the theoretical part is going to take, it's going to conduct in online session, so you don't need to come, okay? But of course, for passing the exam and for flying, you need to go to specific places. Nobody will fly for you. We are busy, sorry. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So, any question more about requirement? Yeah, Mr. Usama, please continue.
Thank you, sir. I have a question. Any special diet plan for pilots?
Any special, again, please?
Diet plan, diet plan, nutrition.
Diet, diet plan or the food that you eat or something like this, you mean?
Regarding food, yeah.
Yeah.
Regarding food.
Okay, good question. There are lots of things that we need to do, but in reality, I'm not pretty sure we are 100% stick to that. I mean, mostly, come on, guys, we are not, let's say we are normal humans and we are pilots, right? So we need to eat sometimes whatever we
Right.
want, right? Okay, so don't be
Or-
so
or
sad
maybe-
or don't
right.
be restricted about that. Okay, of course you need to be take care of your
All right.
body weight and everything, because it's balanced. In the next year in the health check you will have hard time passing with an blood results, so you need to be careful, but let's say optimized way.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I continue. Shine it. So we came to the flight training and we will start with EASA and JAA, Juliet Alpha Alpha, Turkish training, okay? Then we will jump into the USA. So this is the table. You see the PPL, private pilot license, PIC, pilot in command, night VFR, night VFR flight, ATPL, this is the subjects, okay? Multi-engine flights, instruments, rating flights, and commercial pilot license training. Don't worry, we are going to release these recordings in our YouTube channel too, okay? No worries, you don't need to record, and you can see in our YouTube channel, okay? So just have a look the first part. I will start with this, okay? Every part of the flight training have their own specific two subcategories. Like, first one goes for PPL. PPL is private pilot license. Includes theoretical and practical training. So let's start with theoretical training. What is theoretical training? 9 specific lessons you need to pass. You need to be trained online, then you need to be passed, okay? And when it comes to the practical training, what I'm trying to say, flying basically, 45 hours minimum. Again, it's important. I would like to underline, 45 hours is the minimum. If you didn't match with the requirement, it could be longer, but it's more than enough. 95% of our pilot trainee are very successful about, accomplishing the PPL training, private pilot license training in 45 hours. After 45 hours, you will have a check ride via related civil aviation authority, okay? So in that case, this is the first step of flight training when we are talking about EASA, Europe, and we are talking about Turkey. EASA goes for European license, JAA, Juliet Alpha Alpha, goes for Turkish license type. Okay, this is two different type, but the flight training are same. Okay, and we are going to discuss in the end of the flight training slides that the pros and the cons about the type license type. Okay, so it will take, as you see in the button, it will take almost 1.5 months, let's say. We can do in Hungary in 30 days. Of course, it depends on weather condition and your personal, let's say, the success, okay? In Turkey, mostly it takes 3 months or more. When it comes to the European license, EASA license, and things are going faster, guys, okay? In addition to that, this is an average time. Again, this is an individual training. This is not a kind of that the Holy Bible set, okay? This is the thing that depending on pilot trainee. If you didn't fully dedicate yourself to training, it can be longer. Remember, okay? I would like to underline. So you spend 1.5 months with PPL, let's say, the average in Europe. Then, after getting your first license, by the way, talking about license, there is two category of flight training, the modular one and the integral one, okay? The integral one, we don't really recommend you because it's a little bit risky. You are flying, but you are not accepting or taking any license till the moment that commercial pilot license, which is the end of the training. So if something happened during the training to the school, then what will you do? Because you don't have license in your hands. You have 150 hours, but no license. So that's why we do highly recommend you modular training, which is safer, okay? Because think about that. You are going to perform your PPL, private pilot license, and then if you have any problem with your school, you can change because you have license in your hand, okay? It is better. That's why I will talk on and related to the modular training, okay? Not an integrated training, okay? So after PPL, even in Europe or in Turkey, we need to perform PIC flights and night VFR. In PPL, let's assume that you learn how to fly. That's okay. You become a pilot, but you can use this license just for individual, let's say individual request, okay? For in person, you can use, you cannot use for commercial reason, basically, okay? So if you want to use your pilot license in a commercial way, you should continue your training with PIC plus night VFR. This is the algorithm we put, guys. This is the first step to become a commercial pilot. It will bring you to the point to apply airlines, okay? Then you will have a type rating and so on, so on, so on. But the thing is, the first step is PPL, private pilot license, okay? In EASA, in Europe, and in Turkey. So you can follow, you can flip and flop. I mean, what I'm trying to say, for instance, you can take ATPL after directly PPL, then you will conduct and perform PIC and night VFR. It's okay, no problem. But remember, there is some special requirement for every single training. For instance, you are going to fly PIC, Pilot in Command flights. The Pilot in Command flights is a kind of flight that assume that you are going to rent not a car, but a plane after PPL. Okay? Because you need to practice your flying skills. Okay, you are a pilot, we respect, but you need to be more and more, you need to have more practice. Remember, you are, in the end of the day, you are going to carry 200 passengers in the back. And they have, if you do something wrong, unfortunately, the result will be catastrophic. So you need to practice. This is requirements. This is a kind of must, okay? And after performing your PIC, you are going to make night VFR. What I am trying to say. You are flying in a daytime, right? But life is not that easy. You need to fly in night condition too. So you should hold a night rating. I would like to underline, this is rating. This is not a license type. PPL is a license, but night VFR is an additional rate, okay? So you flown PPL, private pilot license, have already took your license and put it to your pocket. Then you perform and practice your PIC, pilot in command. You go and rent your planes, okay, and fly all around 100 hours, let's say, depending on single engine or multi-engine choice, okay? And then you perform your night VFR. Everything looks great, right? But no, this is just starting again. ATPL. We have 14 lovely subjects to pass. This is the most challenging part of flight training, guys. You will regret every single day that you are going to why I participate into such flight training. You are going to question yourself because this is really hard. If it was easy, every guy who holds 40,000 euro in their pocket is going to turn to be a pilot, right? This is not an easy training, but you can do this. Okay, you can do this, but remember, it is not an easy or the training that you are paying the money and taking the license paid. No. Okay, the ATPL subjects are mostly related to the aviation, of course, and you need to fully dedicate yourself. You will have 650 hours around ground lesson, then you will participate to exams, and whenever you pass, you will be released, okay? So you did your PPL, you did your PPPIC, you can fly in night because you have a right? And you passed all lovely ATPL exam. So what's next? The next is multi-engine, instrument rate, and commercial pilot license. What I am trying to say, up to now, you were flying with single engine plane, like Cessnas and so on. But again, life is not working in that way. So you need to fly with not a single engine, but multi-engine airplanes, okay? Assume that it is an additional skill because the type and the aerodynamics and the character of the airplane will be different comparing to the single engine. So it is an rate, again, not a license. It is an rate in addition to your PPL, like night VFR, the night rate, okay? So you did it. You are eligible to fly with multi-engine too. So what is next? In airlines, we mostly fly in instrument IMC condition. What is IMC condition? Instrument, we are performing instrument flights. What is instrument flight? Think that, okay, I will try to be simple as much as I can, okay? Think that you cannot see anything. How will you fly? If you cannot see by your eyes anything, how will you fly?
So we can focus on our instruments.
Yes. Thank you. This is the answer, actually. If we need to rely on the instruments, okay? We need to learn how to fly with instruments, not with our eyes. So this is an again additional rate. For PPL, we learn how to land, how to take off, how to perform the emergencies and so on, and how to communicate in pocket. We practice in PIC, piloting command. Just put it in the basket again. Plus, then we continue because we will fly in the night too, right? We need night rating. We go night rating. Just put it basket. Then we passed ATPL exams. So our knowledge is growing day by day. Plus, then we perform multi-engine flights. So we learn how to fly with multi-engines, not only with single engines. You are going to be eligible to fly with multi-engine flights, like airline companies or Airbus or Boeing. Have you ever seen any single engine Boeing? I believe no, right?
Of course, no.
So you need to fly multi-engine. Then, up to now, you didn't perform, you were flying just with your eyes, but you don't know how to fly with the instrument. So you need instrument rating. Then you will perform your instrument rates, then CPL. What is CPL? Commercial pilot license. Thanks God. Finally, I reached the second license type. All other training were just rates in addition to PPL license, private pilot license. But now we are talking about converting your PPL license to the commercial pilot license, which means that you can use your license in commercial due, let's say, okay? In CPL, you are going to practice a little bit more because you have already trained, okay, in different areas and different domain. So it is happy end. When it comes to the timetable, as you see, 1.5 months, PPL, PIC, additional 1.5 months, and ATPL, I put 6 months, which is very optimistic actually, but we have some guys who have achieved. And in addition to that, 3 months more, so from 0 to hero could be ended in 12 months. But again, it is depending, it depends on your personal success. Okay? This is when you ask me, what is the time schedule? When I'm going to hold the CPL license, it depends on you. If you pass ATPL exam in 3 months, if you are such a smart guy, you know, then you can achieve it even in 9 months. But it's a kind of dream, guys. You cannot pass in 3 months the ATPL exam. So this is the average time, okay? To sum it up, for Turkey and Europe, PPL, 1.5 months, 45 hours minimum, okay? PIC and night VFR, piloting command and night flying, 1.5 months. To add up, it's 3 months. ATPL, to passing ATPL, because I'm not talking about the ground school, because ground school additionally will take 4 months, but you can do, you can overlap it. You know, after taking your PPL, private pilot license, you can directly start your ATPL ground school In addition to that, you can perform your PIC, okay? So after that, in multi-engine, IR, and CPL, you are going to perform in 3 months. So to sum up, in 12 months, you can take your commercial pilot license. It's not a dream, guys. But again, the time schedule is depending on your performance. Any question up to now? Guys?
No, sir.
No? So, what is, you can ask, what is the differences between Turkish licenses
Sir,
and
I have to
European
ask
EASA
something.
licenses? Tell me.
Sir, I want to ask, is this going to be only 12 months course or for 4 years or 5 years? So kindly explain me this. Thank you.
It is not a 4 year or 5 years process. As I told you, it depends on your performance. But this is the average time with the flight training. If you do in flight schools, it will take in Europe 12 months. But let's say 18 months.
Okay,
In some flight school in Turkey, offering
sir, without graduation or with graduation, 12 months period.
Without graduation, about from university, you mean?
Yes, yes, sir. With any university.
Okay. You can graduate. It's not a big deal. You can graduate after holding an CPL. It's not a big deal. What I were trying to say to you, after this holding the CPL license, you will apply some airline, right?
Yes.
And the airline has their own rules and limits for recruitment process. And most of the major airlines asking university degree. This is not related to the flight training. Did you get what I mean?
Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. And can I do any other type of degree or is it necessary for me to have airlines degree or aviation type degree?
No. It's not necessary, regardless of. But what I can say for passing ATPL exam,
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Thank you, sir.
For passing ATPL exam, mostly let's say the engineer background guys are little bit more successful comparing to other guys, I can say, but it's not necessary. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So now I continue. Okay, tell me, please.
Sir, at the age of 30, what is more advisable, conventional program or cadet pilot program?
The cadet program, and this is the flight training. This is what I'm trying to explain is not a cadet program. There are some cadet program, of course, then you will not pay anything because the related airline company is going to recruit you, and they will not ask you in the beginning, but when you graduated, they are going to deduct from your salary. But nowadays, unfortunately, I didn't see any recruitment process if you are asking about that.
Okay, sir.
But you can check for that. This is a little bit tricky, actually. Do you know why? For instance, I will give you one example from Turkish Airlines, okay? The Turkish Airlines has her own academy for cadet program, okay? The last guys who participate to the cadet program, they sign a contract 160,000 euro per all training, including type rating. If you separate and do in modular way, okay, there is always pros and cons, okay? The pros of this academy, you will have no worries about getting recruited because you are already a member, right? So your job is ready after the training. But the cons is If you do separately in Europe, in US, or in Turkey, it will cost more than half. It's around 65,000 euro. You are going to have your type rating and you are going to have your license. So why do you need to pay 100,000 euro more just for cadet program? Of course, it depends your personal, let's say, situation and personal needs. This is a choice. I cannot say this is bad or good. It depends on your personal situation, let's say, okay, and personal dynamics.
Got it, sir.
So if there is no question more, I'm going to continue. So we have discussed about up to now EASA, European and Turkish license. Let's jump into the US license. So the definitions are a little bit different comparing to the European standard, okay? We are going to discuss the pros and cons of every license type in the end of the briefing. But now we are going to urge FAA license, okay? So what they called private pilot license, private, just private, okay? And they have in USA two category, okay, of training. Part 141, part 161. 141 goes for 190 hours, 161 goes for 250 hours total, okay? So I will explain 161, okay? Because when it comes to the 141, again, it's, I believe it's a pretty challenging program for pilot trainee, and it's not that easy to finish in 190 hours total. So I will explain 161, okay? So for private, you should fly minimum, according to the FAA regulation, 35 hours, not 45. But I didn't see any guys who finish their private in USA in 35 hours. Mostly it goes for 50 hours, 50, okay? So then PICs. After getting your private, then you will have a pilot in command again. There is a tricky situation I would like to underline. Is shared flights can be conducted in FAA, but when it comes to the definitions, there must be only one pilot who is responsible for the plane named as an PIC pilot. So I don't recommend you to perform shared flights. Even though it's accepted by FAA, it's a kind of the things that I don't recommend, okay? Because, as again, if you have any doubt in the training in your head, okay, don't do it. Because everything is written. We are paying lots of money for the training. So don't make your license doubtful, let's say. So no shame flight, okay? So the differences between EASA and the FAA, European and the USA license. Okay, sir, just shoot it. Mr. Safer, we are with you. Mr. Safer. Okay. Somebody raised their hands, that's why I stopped. But okay, let's continue. The sooner you take your private license, you can directly start IR training in USA. But in Europe, you need to pass some certain exam, ATPL exam. It's different, okay? So for PIC, you need to perform again. And then they said multi-engine commercial, not multi-engine CPL, multi-engine commercial. You can do your IR with a single engine, then you can perform multi-engine add-on to be aligned with the European standard. It depends. Actually, it depends on your country needs, guys. For instance, if you have an FAA license, with this training, you cannot convert to the Turkish license or European license because there is no ATPL exam. Okay? So when you see the advertisement, in 6 months, you are going to turn to be a pilot, is a big lie. Okay? You cannot be a pilot in 6 months. If you are planning to work in USA, okay, in 6 months period, as you see in the time schedule, you can finish every training. But remember, in FAA, there is no ATPL exam place, okay? This is the differences. So, what I am trying to say, we are going to compare the FAA license, EASA license, and Turkish license. Meanwhile, what I would like to remind you is this, for those who cannot catch this, the live stream, just we are going to release it in our YouTube channel, Pilot Olsam. Do not forget to subscribe, please, our YouTube channel and Instagram page, okay? So let's continue. Let's make it in summary. As you see, again, 1.5 months, private PIC, 1.5 months. So you can ask, where is the night VFR? Night VFR included in private in FAA training, okay? And then 2 months IR, 1 month multi-engine commercial and happy ending. So in 6 months period, you can hold CPL FAA license. But remember, again, there is no ATPL part in that time schedule. So you cannot convert this to the European license without performing the ATPL exam, nor the Turkish license. But you need to ask your Civil Aviation Authority if there is any additional conversion process to convert your FAA license to your license. For instance, Pakistani or in India or the Singapore license, okay? So we came to the comparison table. Which license is the best? What do you think?
EASA,
I think
maybe.
IASA.
EASA?
Yes, because it is around the world.
Actually, I am holding EASA license. I agree. I am fan of EASA. But what do you think? You guys, tell me more, please.
IASA, I think, because it's around everywhere in the world you can flying. But FAA in only for America and JAA is only for Turkey. So I am saying that IASA is the best.
Okay, it depends. Actually, what I were trying to say, guys, there is no, the perfect license because there is always some pros and cons, and we need to be frank, to honest to each other. So what I am trying to say, for pros, this is more recognized comparing to the Turkish one, of course. This is powerful license, without question. And I'm holding an EASA license too, by the way. And easier to convert. If you want to convert, it's like this, It's really good. And job opportunity in Europe, if you have a residency. if you don't have a residency, it's not that easy to be recruited in EASA. So what is the negative side of EASA? Relatively longer training comparing to the FAA, because you need to pass the ATPL exams, and relatively higher real life expenses. Think that if you took your training in Germany, you need to pay at least 1,000 euro around for rental fee. That's why we are more interested in to perform our EASA training in Poland and in Hungary, okay? Not the Western Europe, but the Eastern Europe. Extra bureaucracy. So if you go to the Poland, you need to take your nerves out, okay? Because I did my training in Poland. So really, guys, from taking one paper, one table to another table, take 1 week. So you need to be very calm, patient, you know, and let's say patience, okay? The bureaucracy. And relatively worse weather condition. Of course, the more you go north, the weather condition is also important for flight training. It is a little bit tricky because you cannot fly. The flying days rates are, let's say, not like the ones in south, okay? So what I am trying to say, again, I am holding an EASA. I am fan of EASA too. But, you know, I need to give full information, pros and cons, not only the pros, okay? So jumping to the Turkish license. Turkish license is not, this is ICAO license actually. This is not just valid in Turkey. This is also valid with ICAO countries too. But if you want to convert your license from JAA to EASA, you need to have lots of procedures. ATPL exam, new IQ exam, new health check, and lots of things. That's why it's in the cons site, okay? For pros, extremely much cheaper real life expenses. Guys, due to the last devaluation in Turkey, the Turkish lira is plunged into, you know, very cheap. So that's why the real life expenses will be maybe 4 times cheaper comparing to the Europe. Okay? Because you need to take the consideration about not only the flight training fee, but also the real life issues and real life expenses too. You are going to eat something, right? You are going to stay in some home and accommodation. Okay, Mr. Hassan, please continue.
Yes, sir. I heard Philippines is the cheapest country for CPL. Is
Who?
it true or not?
Which one?
Philippines.
Spain? No,
Yes, yes.
no, no, no, no, definitely no. And if you, as I told you, I'm not the marketer, guys. I am a pilot. So if you want to check the price, please just send and shoot an email or just use social media tools to ask. And believe me, you will find better prices comparing to
Philippines.
Spain. Comparing to Spain. I'm pretty sure about that.
I have a question. Can I ask?
Please shoot it.
If I have a Turkish license, maybe, for example, can I fly in Europe?
No.
No, unfortunately, no.
No. You need to convert your license to EASA. This is what I'm trying to say. As I told you, I am holding Polish license, okay, EASA license. I came to the Turkey. I just give my license and pay some 200 Turkish lira, let's say 20 euro, 25 euro. And now I have 2 licenses, one Turkish, one EASA, you know. But
That's good.
if you do your training in Turkey and you would like to convert to EASA, first of all, you need to be checked in medical again. Second of all, you need to pass 3 exams for PPL and check ride. Third, You need to perform all ATPL exams again. For multi-engine IRCPL, additional, things. You know what the people are doing? Even the captains, if they want to convert their license, they need to take European ATPL exams. We did it with some of our captain friend, let's say, who has around 8,000 flight hours. He wants to convert his license to the European one, EASA. So he took ATPL exam
Thank you, sir.
again.
Sir, 8,000 hours
How?
for CPL. I think I didn't hear you. Please speak again.
Okay, the CPL license is a
What were you
license.
saying?
About what? But I think I didn't understand. Please repeat.
Sir, I am saying how many hours we have to complete for CPL?
It depends. I mean, for European standard, if you are going to perform the multi-engine IR, for instance, it will go something like 200. But if you go for single engine IR, it will go 219. If you do your training not in Europe or in Turkey, in USA, it can go 190 with part 141, 250, 250 with 161. It depends. But this is the numbers that you
And
ask.
Shan, which one is better option for us? Turkish Airlines or
Actually, again, this is very personal question. It depends on your needs. It depends on your dynamic. For instance, we have Mr. Irakli in Ankara, right? If I were him
Right.
in pandemic time, I will start a Turkish school because he's already in Ankara. But
okay, sir, but I have some issues. Some countries didn't allow students to work in their country on
yeah,
student visa.
this is what I'm trying to say you. Because it depends on your personal situation. For instance, you can ask for visa and maybe they will not let you in Europe. We don't know. Mostly it's accepted, but this is, the country's choice, not the flight school's choice. So what I am trying to say, I am holding ASL license. If you ask me in person, which license you prefer, even though it's a little bit longer training and a little bit more, let's say, higher expenses, let's say expensive, little bit more expensive, I will prefer EASA. But if you don't, your dynamics didn't match with EASA, when it comes to the visa, the cost, expenditure, English, whatever you name it, then you can turn to FAA or Turkey. It depends. I mean, it will be very unhealthy or unlucky to say, okay, EASA license is the best, or Turkish license is the best, or FAA license is the best, or our school is the best, forget about the rest. No, this is not an ethical approach, I believe. All depends your personal dynamics, okay? Individual dynamics. If it's met with your, I hope it was a good answer. I don't know if I explain enough. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
So, come back to the Turkish license. Better weather condition. We are southern country, guys. We can fly even almost 250 days in some specific certain area, even more than 300 days in the south, in Antalya. The weather condition is quite good. The job opportunity in Turkey. I am pretty sure that you will have more job opportunity comparing to the EASA or USA. But one thing, we are now in the verge of agreeing that we then, the guarantee of recruitment in USA and Europe. What I am trying to say, not just think about the all training. Okay, after the training, you are going to be recruited by some companies, and it will be including the training, and we are working on that in EASA and in USA. So we will there will be another package for that. Okay. So when it comes to the normal life, the quicker adaptation to the traditional life, okay, comparing to the Europe and USA. So what is the negative side of Turkish license? Relatively longer training, the longest actually, comparing to the EASA and FAA. Less recognized license, the conversion process, harder the conversion process depending on related CAA, Civil Aviation Authority, okay, CAA. So let's jump back to the FAA, to USA. More recognized comparing to the JAA, ICAO license, let's say. Faster training, 6 months, but no ATPL exam required. So if you are dreaming to work in USA, in 6 months will be enough to become a pilot. But remember, ATPL exam are not included. So what is the cons of FAA? Harder conversion when it comes to
Please
the...
explain third point of FAA.
No ATPL exam. No ATPL exam. Do you remember the 14 subject that I mentioned in EASA flight training procedures that you need to pass, and I had 6 months? Do you remember?
Yes.
Yes, there is no process like this in FAA license. They are doing their exam verbally and in a written form, but not like the European or Turkish one. That's why it takes 6 months, okay?
Okay, thank you. Sir, what if we completed our training of CPL and we didn't pass and we are not able to pass written exam?
You cannot proceed. You must pass. You need to
So,
retake.
and sir, how much chances that have we cannot pass to written exam, but we did CPL complete in hours, complete flying process?
Again, it depends on you. What I'm trying to say. For instance, when I start this training, this is not a question for me. For instance, if I start, I'm going to complete whatever it takes. So there's, if you are seeking for or looking for such possibility, of course, there's a possibly, you know, even the 1% is a possibility, right? That you cannot pass the ATPL exam. There is some samples and examples on the ground too, but it depends. I mean, for me, for instance, I didn't, this is out of my scope. When I start, I will finish, that's it. If you have any hesitation in your head like this, I do highly recommend you to not to start the flight training, because this is a tough training and there is no place for hesitation, sir. Okay?
Okay.
So for the FAA license, harder conversion process, adapting to traditional differences, relatively higher real-life expenses. So this is the comparison table. Again, for those who didn't, who cannot able to participate our seminar, you can find in our YouTube channel Pilot Olsam, as my name show here. Pilot Olsam. Do you see my cursor? Pilot Olsam. Okay, you can find this seminar in our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and share, please, because we just opened this channel actually.
Excuse me, sir. Is there any deadline for this to apply or anything like that?
No, you can apply whenever you want, sir. But we need to, there is a soft training. Okay, guys, thank you for asking. What we need to do, I have already explained you the process, okay? But before that, this is not a process that you just directly jump in. You need to have some soft training, okay? Like, we used to send our pilot trainee to the related flight training schools. First of all, we trained them in aviation English to make their life easier in communication and passing ICAO level exam. In addition to that, we are making and giving an training to them subjected to or point to the practical part. How to read NOTAMs, how to read METEO, how to fill the flight planning form, how to use flight computer. And this is all free for our pilot training, and you are not paying any additional cost, okay, for your information. So when it comes to the application, you can ask and we can offer you, our marketing guys are going to offer you the possible and available schools in that time period, okay? So then you will start soft training first, then we are going to make your application form to be accepted by the flight training school, flight school, let's say. Then basically you can ask anytime you want. Okay.
Okay,
But
thank you, sir. Is this
but
test?
remember, yes, tell me.
Okay, sir. The training that you are talking about, will it be before the IQ test or after IQ test and IELTS test, English test,
Actually,
which you told
actually,
before?
actually, what I'm trying to say, when it comes to the English, aviation sector is very small, guys. Everybody knows each other, so we need to be honest to ourselves. That's why we put additional filter for that. We are making a pre-assessment to your English
Okay.
first. If you are enough, or if we think that you are proper to start your training, then we will accept you. Because we don't want to sell the dreams. You need to have some certain level of English.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, you will take the English test, or we have to do it our own self
No,
by
no,
our
no,
own
no,
self?
no, no. We are going to arrange everything.
Risha,
We are going to arrange everything.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So what I am trying to say is you can apply whenever you want, but remember, you will have a pre-assessment process for your English first. We need to assess your English. We need to assess your English if it's enough or if it's proper to start training. Then we will begin to talk where to send, because we have schools in Europe, we have schools in USA, we have schools in Turkey. Okay, so then we are going to discuss with your mentor. We are going to assign one mentor to you for all of your training, guys, that he is going to or she is going to help you in every single step of your training. Okay, and he or she will navigate you. Any question up to now? No?
No, sir.
So let's continue for the end mark and the question. This is my lovely bee. Do you like it? I like it. I like him so much because he's flying. Anyway, so to the end marks. Again, let me summarize the briefing, guys. We have discussed about requirements, about health, age, English level, education level, and the average cost. Then we jump into the training process and the licenses. The European license, Turkish license, and USA FAA license. We explained the procedures. that you need to follow, depending on the license. And in the end, we made a comparison table to compare which one is good, what is the pros, what is the cons, to give you a more clear picture, okay? So again, if you have any question, guys, do not hesitate to ask.
I have one
Please
question.
shoot. Okay, please shoot it.
I want to be a private jet pilot, like business jet. It is going to like airline pilot license, or it is different from this?
Everything is the same till the CPL point. After CPL, you can turn to be a business jet pilot or flight instructor or airline pilot. Because you know what I told you when I am explaining the flight training process, I told you night VFR is a rate, right?
True.
So after CPL, Airbus is a rate 2, or Falconer 06 for business jet is a rate 2, not a license. So what I am trying to say, if you want to fly with business jet, you need to come to the point to the CPL. Because other than you cannot use your license in commercial reasons.
Understanding. Thank you.
Okay. So guys, thanks for you. Thank you so much for sharing your times and with us.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay, just shoot it, please.
Sir, I am from Pakistan. If I done it my CPL IR from Pakistan, then I am going Europe or Turkey for MCC course, multi-Q corporation course. Then I am applying for converting our license or only training for MCC, then applying for airlines for Turkey or Europe, anywhere.
You have an conversion processor.
Okay. So
I mean, it's not like you have a conversion some certain process, but of course it's not going to look like the European EASA license conversion, but you will have some conversion process 100%.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So
may I ask one more question?
Please shoot it.
Sir, from the beginning of your pilot's career, is there anybody asked you or guide you like you are doing? This is my first question. Second one, if I have one more or another questions, how can I reach you? Via internet, via Instagram? Which way do you want to prefer? Because lots of questions will, become in my mind when I woke up tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, first of all, I wish I would have a mentor when I start my training. Then it will be less painful, more cost effective, and less stomach pain. So that's why, unfortunately, I didn't have any mentor. But in Poland, especially in Poland. And what I am trying to say, again, what I would like to underline, we are a consultancy firm and we are pilot guys, and we are not charging you for anything. Okay? For all additional training and everything free for our students who apply from on us to the related flight training organization or flight school. Okay? For your information. Secondly, the second question. If you want to reach us, you can use our social media tools, Pilot Olsam, Instagram, Pilot Olsam, YouTube, Pilot Olsam, Facebook, or info@pilotolsam.com email address. Even you can find in our internet page, www.pilotolsam.com, our contact number and our customer care. And when you start your training, remember, we are going to assign one of our pilot mentor to you. So you will have his or her personal number too. You can reach wherever you want from Skype, WhatsApp, or whatever you like, even Zoom. So for the records and everything, as I told you again, we are going to release this video in our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share this video, because unfortunately there are lots of misinformation on the ground, guys, but the rules are rules, and rules are very clear. So if you take a consideration the basic, the source of the information, okay, you are in right place. And this is the thing that I could say. Any other question, you guys?
I have again.
Shoot it.
Have you ever flown to Georgia?
No.
I will wait you, Captain.
Hopefully, and we are waiting you to Istanbul too.
I am from Batumi. I am from Karadeniz.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Lovely.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Usama, floor is yours.
Thank you so much, sir. I want to know that from your side, that have you ever visited Pakistan?
I didn't have a chance to visit Pakistan, but I have some Pakistani friends. I have, you know, I have military background with guys, and I was used to work as an officer in Turkish Air Force. So that's why I have a chance to meet with some Pakistani guys. But if you are asking me that, do you have any Pakistani pilot trainee in your portfolio? We have hundreds of pilots trainee guys, but not Pakistani yet. From after this meeting, most probably we will have.
So I'll wait of your kind arrival in our country.
Okay, perfect. It will be lovely, really. Thank you.
But sir, I want to give my reviews for this seminar. Seminar is very fantastic, and I learned so many things, and especially new things, and fantastic, super.
Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind, sir. So, any other question? No? Yes? No? So,
finally, no.
no, it will be my pleasure. No worries, guys. Okay. Thank you again for your patience. And any question, just don't hesitate to ask and reach us from info@pilotolsam.com. And again, do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and share this video. Thank you again. Have a lovely day.
Okay. Good evening.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye.